So it appears Warstu has blown it out of the park again with when I said that the Zack Snyder Justice League will be coming out in the month of March. As we know, months ago, Zack Snyder himself said it will be coming in the first quarter of 2021. But your boy Warstu called it being March. Zack Snyder himself has officially confirmed and revealed that not the exact release date, but the month, which is very cool. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss the videos. At the 100,000 subscribe mark, I will be giving away something that is so darn cool. So check us out on, of course, YouTube, Warstu, Twitter, WarstuG, Instagram at Warstu, twitch.tv/Warstu. And also, if you guys want me to start streaming a lot more on this channel, just let me know down below. Right, cool, let's get into it. So Zack Snyder himself has officially revealed when the Snyder Cut is coming, or actually it's called the Zack Snyder's Justice League now, and he's actually got an official response on Vero. He replied to someone saying, "I understand and of course respect your feelings, and I just hope I can wipe that version out of your existence with what you see in March 2021, which is exactly when I said it was gonna be coming, and it appears to be coming in March 2021, which is cool, which means we should be seeing an official trailer at some time in at least January or February. So what else have we got to talk about? So Zack Snyder's been teasing that there will actually be a theatrical release, seeing as HBO Max is only available in America, and as big as the United States of America is, there is the rest of the world. So he's teased an image of Darkseid himself, the apocalypse villain, the strongest villain in the whole of the MCU and the whole of the DCEU, Darkseid, on an IMAX ratio, which is freaking awesome. And I suspect this is the final version of Darkseid, because why would he be testing an unfinished version of Darkseid in an IMAX theaters, which is pretty cool. So at the moment in the UK, the cinemas are open if you're in a tier 1 or tier 2, but when we get round to March, should actually be, you know, running properly. Hopefully, like globally, the cinemas should be back up and running, as I think watching the Snyder Cut Justice League Zack Snyder on HBO Max would be devastatingly bad. I'm not trolling it, that. Obviously watch it at the cinemas first, and then, you know, rewatch it multiple times on HBO Max. But you've got to get that IMAX cinema quality, that Dolby surround sound that you can only get in a cinema, because the music, the visuals, it doesn't matter if you got an £8,000 OLED 8K TV, your screen is not going to be as good as going to an IMAX screen, which they're probably like $100,000 to $300,000 at least. Them screens, the one in Leicester Square in London, is freaking huge. It's like crazy. So at least we're going to get that 4:3 IMAX release, which is cool. Now, he's been a bit bleak with the details of the theatrical release, but I'm presuming, now this is not what I've heard behind the scenes, this is just what I'm presuming. I'm presuming because he's teased it and because he spoke about it, it's looking very, very likely that we will be getting an IMAX theatrical release, because like I keep saying, unless HBO Max comes out globally in the next 3 months, I say 3 months because, you know, it's getting towards the end of December now, then that means only United States of America gets to see the Justice League Snyder Cut, and that is not what they want for this movie. They want everyone to see it, because HBO Max are riding a lot on this. AT&T, they've got a lot riding on the Snyder Cut doing well. The Snyder Cut is pinnacle to the future of the Snyderverse. As we know, our good friend Paddy said the other day that her movie is part of the Snyderverse. It's not part of the Swedenverse. She said all the directors kind of brushed that away and threw it out, as they don't believe that continuity is actually what it is supposed to be. So glad to see that we are getting an IMAX release for the Snyder Cut, which is freaking fantastic. But to be fair, Zack Snyder did actually say that, like, when he first released it, when he first revealed the information, sorry about this, but no one actually caught on to what he said, because people were just hyped about it coming to HBO Max, which is cool, but HBO Max is not the cinema, and currently HBO Max is in a bit of disarray because of what Warner Bros revealed without actually talking to any of the other directors. So there's also been more controversy about the R-rated version of the Justice League movie, which makes sense. You can't have Darkseid and his power demons trying to take over and wipe out the whole earth and have it be a Disney PG-12, can we? No, we can't. So it's cool that it will be R-rated, because I believe movies should be R-rated on the merit of what is happening in said movie. Not every movie needs to be R-rated, but if a movie has people dropping F-bombs, and we know that Batman is going to drop an F-bomb, and then this is where the Zack Snyder haters come out, but Batman doesn't drop F-bombs. Bruce Wayne's a gentleman. Bruce Wayne does not drop F-bombs, but he's specifically talking about Batman dropping F-bombs. If Darkseid is trying to take over the whole world, if he's trying to obliterate the whole universe, do you not think realistically in the continuity of real life, people would be like, yo, what the frig is going on? Zack Snyder's been saying a lot recently. Zack Snyder says his Justice League film will not have a post-credit scene, and that is courtesy of @GetsFandom, but let's be honest, their credibility isn't very good, is it? I don't think it will have post-credit scene, but I think it's going to leave you on a teaser ending, which is the same thing as having a post-credit scene. What would you prefer, a tease ending or a post-credit scene? It is literally the same thing. And I believe the way this movie is going to be set up is everything's going to be in line, so it doesn't need a post-credit scene, so it leaves you wanting more. And I believe the plan is it's going to leave you on a Darkseid tease right at the end, and it's going to be up to the fans to rally around and be like, yeah, can we get Justice League 2? Because I think Justice League 2 is definitely happening, but it's going to have to be rallied around in order for it to happen. You know, kind of how Release the Snyder Cut was from the fans. But remember, guys, it doesn't exist. Remember, it doesn't exist, but it appears to be coming out, and we've already had multiple trailers. So it is fantastic. I've not done that much Justice League content recently because there really isn't much to actually say, but it is freaking awesome that Snyder's been dropping stuff and that we are getting all this new information about what is going on. Also, he's going to be doing a better ratio for Batman versus Superman. He's working on a different cut for that, which is freaking fantastic, and it's going to be so cool. But I just hope by March America's reopened properly in the context of the cinema, because I've seen a bunch of so-called Twitter scoopers moaning that they couldn't get a screener for Wonder Woman 1984, which is interesting. It's interesting that Batman was actually trending the other day on the merit. Like, Make the Batfleck movie had a pretty good metric. Over 25,000 people were trending that. But hang on a minute, everyone hates Batfleck. No, they don't. See, this is what's wrong with it. It really does make me laugh. So let's go over what exactly was said about the Batman F-bomb in the Snyder. So here's one piece of information that Zack said that no one knows about. He says, we haven't heard from MBAA, but that's my gut. He said the gut feeling is it will be an R-rated version because there's one scene where Batman drops in an F-bomb. The director said Cyborg is not too happy with what's going on with his life before he meets the Justice League, and he tends to speak his mind, and Steppenwolf is pretty much just hacking people in half. So the rating would be due to violence and profanity, probably both. Snyder also talked about his desire to see the theatrical cut release, which is interesting. He says, I'm a huge fan and big supporter of the cinematic experience, and we're already talking about Justice League playing theatrical at the same time as it's coming to HBO Max, Snyder said. So weirdly, it's the reversal of the trend, which is pretty darn cool. So what is interesting is the Shazam director, David S. Sandberg, which I had a pretty cool meeting with at the UK premiere for the Shazam movie, had the perfect response for him dropping an F-bomb. So Shazam director has lovely joked about Batman profanity in Zack Snyder's up-and-coming Justice League, originally crafted by Zack Snyder and writer Chris Terrio. DC teamed up. And so essentially what was said, he replied on Twitter with the famous "Do you bleed" line from Batman vs Superman, but it's an edited version where it says "Do you bleed?" and then Superman Henry Cavill flies off. So it's hilarious. So it's so cool that the other DC directors, obviously he's working on Shazam 2 still, that starts to shoot sometime in the future, Shazam Fury of the Gods, and it's so cool that the other directors get on so well. You don't really see this in the MCU, but you do see it in DC. Like I said, the DC directors and stuff are more vocal and more interactive with fans, which is, I think, is a big thing that the MCU misses out on. Is, you don't get the Russo brothers, you don't get Joss Whedon, you don't get Kevin Feige and all these people interacting on the level that Snyder and David S. Sandberg and all these other people do. So like always, guys, this is the latest information on the Justice League Snyder Cut, or Zack Snyder's Justice League. I like to keep you up to date with all the latest and greatest DC news, specifically the Snyderverse stuff. But like I keep saying, guys, I don't want to keep repeating myself. So we've dropped a lot of F-bombs in this. Will you be seeing it in the cinema? Are you hyped? Did you see Wonder Woman 1984 yet? If you did, let me know down below. Don't drop spoilers over. If you do, put the spoiler tags. Make sure to check us out on Twitter, Warstu G, Instagram Warstu, twitch.tv/Warstu, and let me know if you want me to stream more. Let me know down below, and we can have some discussions about Snyder Cut stuff, about all these kind of stuff on the channel, as I want to engage and I want to interact with UP guys going forward. Also, I've got a new microphone. I'm still fine tweaking it. Still got to buy one more thing for it. Hasn't come yet. And then the audio should sound absolutely Gucci. Any feedback on the edits or how I do things, let me know down. All constructive criticisms down below will be responded to on our tribe, and reply back to every single person that takes time out of the day to send me a comment on YouTube. So, like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch ya later.